Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we have a quick craft of a t-shirt of a design that I really like. So I found this in Design Space. So I'm just showing, I selected it and then I said I want to make this. So it took me straight over and I wanted to cut it on iron-on transfer vinyl. So I'm going to mirror my image. Always remember to do that. And it kept telling me that it couldn't fit. I don't know why that was, but it did fit indeed. So it took it a moment, and then I'm going to tell it what is my actual material I'm going to use. So it's everyday iron-on. So you're seeing here, I'm selecting that. And I'm just going to have it cut on my Maker 3 because that's the only machine that I have big enough to cut something this size on. So I'm getting it ready and saying loading, and I loaded it in. It's making sure that it's aligned first, and then it'll give me the cue to push the play button. And so now, after just a moment, it'll get ready to cut it actually. You'll see it shows a progress here. And just a little quick clip of how it was cutting on the Maker 3. So you can see I had my material on the mat there, and it was just the everyday iron-on and silver that I used. Here's the heat guide. I went and reviewed to see what I needed to do with this one. So cotton poly blend, 315 for 30 seconds, and is what it recommended. Preheat it for a few seconds, for 5 seconds, and then press at 315 for 30 seconds. So, and as always, wait 24 hours after you have transferred your iron-on before you launder your item. So here we are just editing or weeding out the parts that we don't want. So when you're weeding, just like you're weeding in the garden, you're removing the things that you don't want to transfer on to whatever you're working on, be it if you're using heat transfer vinyl, or if you are using just regular vinyl, or if you're using paper, maybe you're doing paper crafts. So either way, I'm just going to work about getting these out of here. And this design is one that I looked up after I saw, I don't know if I just saw a little image somewhere, I can't remember if it was Pinterest or where, but I found something that I really liked that had this same saying. And so I like a good pun, and I couldn't resist it. And so today I decided, you know, I have that shirt. I actually had put this shirt in the Goodwill pile, and I decided, well, I'm wanting a Halloween shirt, and I have a okay black t-shirt that's laying there. And I'll just pull it out, and I'll make this with it and enjoy it this month. So that way I didn't really spend anything. I have had this everyday iron-on for at least a couple years, I believe. So this is just a bonus project, basically, and not having to spend anything today. So I'll get this weeded out and remove all of the parts that we don't want to transfer over. I really appreciate you stopping in and watching the video today. I appreciate all of you all out there that have watched any of my videos. Thank you for your time. If you would, please give a thumbs up on the video here at the bottom, right under the actual video screen there, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys and gals. So please just leave me any kind of message. If you liked what you're seeing here, if you've got a project in mind that you'd like to see me try, go ahead, throw it out there. We'll see what happens. So here I was just giving it a good look, and then I found that it had that little dot there at the ghost's mouth. So I got that out of there, and I'm just going around here kind of doing a quick look to make sure I didn't miss any metals. So I'm going to fold this in half, and when I do the crease, I'm not creasing the vinyl, just kind of grabbing that with my thumbnail against my first finger and putting a crease in the actual transfer there, or the carrier sheet. And so I'm going to go ahead and get all these pieces away from here. So when you are doing heat transfer vinyl, anything that you have weeded out, you definitely want to get that away from your project, because even if you're not directly pressing against it, it could end up on the back of your heat mat, or it could end up on your project somehow or on your press and just make things overall not wonderful. So taking the t-shirt, and I'm just going to fold it in half. This is actually a t-shirt that came from Tractor Supply, and I used it for layering. And like I said, I was going to toss it, and then I thought, well, that's silly. So I've got that preheated like my heat guide recommended, to 315, 30 seconds. And I folded my t-shirt in half so I'll have a center line to where I can line up my image here and get it where I want it. So, and I kind of looked at other shirts a little bit, like on me, the one I had on that was a crew neck t-shirt, and where I would want the image to fall was about 3.5 inches or so from the neckline. And so that's the measurement that I'm going with. And here I kind of give it a little lit roll session here. It is older, you can tell it has a few peels on it, but just want to get it ready for the actual transfer. Then I realized my press has a wrinkle in it there. Kind of want to redo that a little bit. Even though my image is not going up there, I'm going to make sure that I got the middle there. And so I'm going to concentrate on that spot really well. And I'll get that in there. And get it laid out like I want again. And don't worry about those lines that you're seeing there. Those will disappear as moisture kind of comes back into this shirt. I know it can kind of give you a pause to say, oh my goodness, is that going to look okay? But it will look okay, I promise. So, and I'm just kind of using that ruler to follow that line on down and to find that mark where I was thinking I wanted my image to fall. So, overly not scientific, but now we're just going to press it here after we get it exactly like we want it. And we'll have a new old shirt very shortly. I held it up for just a second so I could see straight on that I had it straight as could be and not crooked. So it is hard to line things up sometimes when you're looking at them, especially if you're trying, like with the camera here, trying to see. And I have looked actually in the back, at the camera, at the image, to see how it's looking before, to use that as a tool for myself. But this time I just had to hold it up and go with it so I could see what the finished product, how it's going to look. So we've got that pressed on. I'm just going to take that heat mat away and lay this face down on the work surface to help pull a little bit of the heat out of it. And I paused for just a second and grabbed the camera. Spared you just a few seconds, and it transferred well. And so if you know me at all, if you've seen any video that I have done in the past on any heat transfer or almost any project, you're not going to be shocked when I pull out my next item here, and that is the parchment paper. So I'm just going to take a small piece. I do not waste and do not get a new piece of parchment paper every time I do a project, I promise. And I don't film every project I do, so I will use it for a few different things. I may use it for Mod Podge next and then paint the next thing. But parchment paper is a wonderful tool. So you definitely don't want to press on exposed vinyl. So I'm just going to lay the parchment paper on and do another 15 seconds here. And we'll have a finished product. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. So you can see there that it's transferred well. And then here is my new old shirt. So like I said, I love the pun. If you enjoyed, please, like I said, give a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. I'd love to see you come back around. So and leave me a comment if you would. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.